Hi, this is episode number 2 of Savages in the Bronx, live from Studio 54 in New Jersey and REM Studio in Staten Island, New York, airing exclusively on Twitch and powered by StreamYard. And welcome back to the show on this Monday, March the 22nd, 2021. I am your host, Rich Rivera, and I'm being always joined by my co-host, Mr. Tom Wospil. Tom, how was your weekend?
It was good. Had a golf scramble. Not so fun fact about me because as a white guy, I guess playing golf is not a fun fact. But had a little golf tournament on Saturday, which meant just drank a lot, and someone drove us. Like one of our friends who doesn't drink decided to drive, and me and my buddy Mike just killed a bunch of pitchers after drinking all day on the course, and ordered some wings when I got home. It was a good day. How was your weekend, Richard?
Great day. My weekend was good. Very relaxing for the first couple of days. Friday, Saturday was pretty chill, but Sunday I went to the city for the first time in over a year, ever since the pandemic really became a thing. So was down in Stone Street, had some Adrian's pizza, really good pizza out there, some insomnia cookies. So I just took advantage of Sunday and just got really fat. So that was a good time. Great time to be alive.
I was going to say, it kind of looks like you ate some cookies, so.
You know what? It's the black that I'm wearing right now. It's kind of not showing off the protruding gut right now. Mm-hmm. Plus, we're kind of from the waist up, so we're doing okay from a camera view standpoint. But yes, great weekend, Tom. But hey, we're at another Monday, unfortunately. So beginning of the week. But the good news is another episode of Savages in the Bronx.
It is the bright side of Mondays.
The only bright spot of Mondays. So if you're listening in or viewing us rather on Twitch, we thank you so much. I see M took 45, Corey Favs going nuts. Hello, Savage in the Bronx. A Chooch from Staten Island has joined the chat. So we welcome all Chooches of all kinds from Staten Island, from Jersey, from all over the place. So thank you for joining our show once again. Bronx is burning. Of course, we're going to get into our news bits, but we have a baseball score going on right now. Yankees and Phillies are live. Spring training baseball. The last time I checked, and we'll give it a check right now, 1-0 Phillies in the third inning.
2-0 now.
It is 2-0 now because Google does not want to update.
There was some truly horrendous defense last inning for the Yanks. There was Bruce booted 2 balls, and there was a pop fly to Clint Frazier that he did not know where it was. And he ran back to the warning track, and I think if he wouldn't have moved, it probably would have landed in his glove, a la the Sandlot. But he missed it, and then the Phillies scored another run. So that's where we're at.
And thank you for that. Thank you for that score and highlight fest right there. That's kind of obviously spring training, so I don't want to hold anything against. But yeah, Clint Frazier has done. I think he did so well improving his defense. So it's kind of an unfortunate thing to hear that he slipped up a bit in tonight's game.
Yeah, I mean it's that time of day, that twilight time. This was a 6:00 start, so down there it's still that dark blue sky. It's not quite black as night, so the ball's a little tough to pick up. So I think he just kind of lost it. It's gonna happen. It happens to everyone. It's just the scrutiny on Clint is so much that I guarantee if I open up Twitter right now, there's just going to be calls for Gardner to be the starting left fielder because Clint can't catch the ball. So that's where we're at on
or our boy
on March
Mike
22nd. Or yeah,
Mike
that's
true.
Our Yankee Twitter hates Brett Gardner. It'd be all Talkman, all the sock man.
It'd be all Talkman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so hopefully Frazier just shakes it off, hits a couple of dangers in this game while it's still ongoing. Speaking of things that are going to be ongoing real shortly, because I don't want to surprise everybody, but Tom, you're going to be in a baseball draft real soon during the show. Way to schedule it during our own podcast that we do once a week.
I do. I have a draft. It starts in 10 minutes. We're gonna draft as a podcast here. I got 10-team league categories. I got the wraparound 10 picks. So, none of those the big super young studs will be on the board anymore. So we'll see what's available. A lot of Yankee and Met fans in here, so there'll be no DeGrom, no Cole will be available at that point. So we'll see. We'll see how early, a Met fan might try to take Lindor in the first. we'll see. See what happens. We'll give you updates.
Yes. So when we get into the middle of the show, like we're just going to stop the show and draft as a community for Tom.
Yes.
2 picks in
absolutely.
a row at the number 10 and 11 position. That's going to be great. So hopefully, maybe like you said, we'll see what kind of player. You're going to have some 2 solid picks right there. That's a great position. So see how it goes. But we're going to keep the news going with one more bit. We're talking New York baseball stadiums opening up at 20% capacity for fans starting April 1st, as according to our New York's esteemed, critically acclaimed governor, Andrew Cuomo. 20% capacity starting April 1st, coincidentally opening day. So happy to see some Yankee fans coming back to the stadium starting at the beginning of the regular season.
It's gonna be cool. It's it's just gonna be awesome to hear people even like in spring training right now. The stadiums are so small that even though they have some fans, it doesn't get that loud. But you figure with the amount of fans they'll be able to get in Yankee Stadium and Citi Field, it'll be cool to hear some real people. The fake crowd noise last year was just kind of getting to me at some point. It just, I don't know. I guess the players liked it. I don't know if the players liked it or didn't like it. I at some point I was just kind of over it. So I'm happy we'll hear some real people now.
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of stressed this on the sister show Leading Off, which you follow at Leading Off 2021, also on Twitch. Yeah, it's good to see. We obviously want people to be safe going to the ballpark. More importantly, I like seeing this. I think 20% is a solid number to start off. Hopefully I'll tick up maybe by 50 by the end of the year, maybe 100 by 2022. So,
nice.
Little crazy things going on in Texas with 100% on opening day, but Texas is doing Texas, Florida's doing Florida, and trying to keep this from political talk, whatsoever. But obviously, biggest thing, we love seeing fans at the stadium. Hopefully, they do it in the most way. Hopefully, I'll be down at a game. Hopefully, I'll see you there too if it's safe enough, if it makes the most sense. But yeah, Yankee Stadium, Citi Field, going back up to 100. Up to 20% capacity.
110% capacity. Standing room only. No masks. Just people making out everywhere.
Yes.
That's how you get in.
See, that's
looking faces.
That's my kind of game to go to.
Yeah.
Yes. I want to go to promotional makeout fest at Yankee
Stadium.
Yeah,
that's gonna it'll be like, cap night, like magnet schedule night, and then like lick face night where you just lick everyone's face.
Yes.
April 14th.
Lick face night at the stadium in the Bronx.
The O's will be in town.
Goodness, I love it. I love it. But hey, you can follow savage comment by you. But hey, follow these 2 savages at Savages Bronx on Twitter. You can follow Tom at
Wospil 54.
You can follow me at Rich J. Rivera, of course. Now, let's move on to our next segment. This is probably going to take up probably most of the show because it's a big deal. And it's called 9 Up, 9 Down, and this is going to be a reoccurring, more a once a month segment where Tom and I are just going to take a few minutes to talk about the current state of the Yankees and rank their positions from weakness to strength. From 9 down, we're talking the catcher position, first base, second base, third base, short, all 3 outfield, the designated hitter spot, starting pitching rotation, and the bullpen. So that's 9. There's my fingers. 9 positions.
Well done.
We're going to rank them from worst to best at this point in spring training on this March the 22nd, 2021. This will eventually change, obviously, if you do this once a month at the end of the month. So let's start it off, Tom, with our number 9 spot. So why don't you
I imagine we have the same spot in number 9. I have catching position currently, Gary Sanchez. I assume is that what you have as well?
Me too.
Yeah, and he's been raking in spring. His defense has been getting better over the past couple years. It's hard to shake off some of those feelings, and that's why I think the big thing about this 9 up and 9 down, it's our confidence, and it's how confident you feel with Gary Sanchez coming up in the 9th inning right now with a guy on second, tie game. I don't feel great. How great do you feel when Chapman's throwing that filthy splitter in the dirt and there's a man on third? I don't feel great. I want to feel better. I love Gary Sanchez. I'm a huge Gary Sanchez fan. I've been a Gary Sanchez supporter, and I want to see him do well. It's just you want to see it. You want to see it a little bit more. If you can get that bat hot again, you can definitely forgive some of the defensive areas. I don't think he'll ever be a Gold Glove level catcher. I mean, he has a cannon for an arm, but I just don't know if he's ever going to be an amazing fielder. But if he's going to hit 35 home runs, we can look past a lot of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree with you, partner. I like Gary Sanchez in the number 9 spot. The defense is shaky, of course. Clean. That's, I guess, my phrase of the day. But yeah, Gary Sanchez, number 9. I like that for him. My number 8 is going to be the Yankees bullpen. And only because the injury bug snagging probably the most valuable pitcher in that bullpen in Zach Britton. You're bringing on 2 veterans that we're used to in the New York area: Darren O'Day, Justin Wilson, former Yankee and Met. So you're hoping that the guys they brought on will help fill in these spots that they've lost out on. With Britton going down and the Yankees trading Ottavino and losing out on Tommy Kahnle, who I think everybody was going to lose out anyway because he's out for the season. But now the Dodgers have him. But the bullpen, I'd go in the number 8 spot.
Yeah, I actually have him in the number 7 spot. I mean, still got Chapman back there. Still have Chad Green, who's, can be filthy. Chapman can be completely unhittable. There'll be that 1 week where he forgets how to throw a baseball in like June, which he always happens. But other than that, he's pretty lights out. I think there's some interesting pieces in the bullpen. We talked last week about Louis Litke. What's he going to be bringing? What's he going to be bringing to the Bronx? You figure he's going to be there. So I actually have them a little bit higher, just because I think that they have some potential to be good, and especially we don't know what's going to be the situation with any kind of long men. Is Davey going to be in the pen? Is some of those guys, some of the long relievers that could be come in and mop up, or come in if someone gets blown up in the first. So I have 7 personally. Pretty close though.
And who'd you have at number 8?
Number 8, it really hates me to say it, I have Gio at number 8. I mean, okay. Gio with the glove, I love it. You like, speaking of confidence, a ball's hit the third. I'm like, all right, that's an out. Like, I know that's an out. I know he's been a good hitter.
100% confident.
Yeah, I know he's been a good hitter. There's just something about, I don't know, maybe the fact that he was a bit of a journeyman. He'd been given up on a bit, from Cleveland and Toronto, right? I think at some point, and it's just at some part of me, I just feel like we're gonna wake up from this dream and Gio Urshela is gonna be hitting 225. That's gonna make me sad because I love Gio, but that's where I have him.
Yeah, it's pretty close to me. I had Gio Urshela at my number 7 position. I guess if you're just joining us, Tom also just rattled off his bullpen at number 7. It's tough putting him there because he's been so reliable with the glove at third base, and it's like, man, when is it gonna is the dream gonna end? You said it perfectly. I mean, I have
sure did
298 last season in a 43 game stretch, 314 in his best season in his career, 21 homers, 74 RBIs. So it's a matter of like, is this guy going to come down to earth eventually? Or is he just now this studly third baseman who can do it on both sides of the plate? So Gio Urshela is in my number 7 position. Okay. Going down to number 6, I have the designated hitter, Giancarlo Stanton.
I also have the designated hitter in this position. This is one position that 2 months into the season could be number 1. He was the reigning NL MVP when he came over. If he can just stay healthy, if he stays healthy, he's hitting over 30, close to 40 home runs in a year when he's right. He's also been extremely hot in the spring. I have no any of the lack of faith having in him is just his health.
Yeah, definitely. And beautifully said. I mean, he's been tearing the cover off the ball in spring. Love to see what he's got. I mean, I'm looking at this Stanton. I don't know if 6 is a great position for him because I want to trust that this guy has the potential to do what he did this past postseason. And yet
He does.
I'm
It's not
staring
even
down
like
a news segment where it's like Stanton's going to be out for the next, 2 to 3 weeks to a month to, half the season. So it's a scary position there.
It's not even like it's someone who like was a flash in the pan. Like he was the best hitter in baseball. He was like that year, the last year of the Marlins, he was ridiculous. And he's had good times with the Yankees. Just can he stay healthy? I hope so. I think he's someone that could easily move his way up our list when we check in next month.
I love our Twitch chat because you never know what's going to happen in the Twitch chat. Cripple Cripwalk says, the 6'4" strapping lad Cripple Cripwalk try saying that 5 times fast. Cripple Cripwalk has taken charge of your Twitch chat. Please submit or feel the wrath of this alpha male.
Ooh, well, if he's an alpha male, I imagine we just have to give him,
No,
control.
savages don't submit to anybody. Savages do not submit.
But he's the alpha male. So what do we do?
Some people in the chat have. So crazy stuff going on in the chat. But let's move on to
do we need moderators? Are we at the point where we need moderators already? Looks like Richard might be frozen here. So with that in mind, I think we can just get ready to move on from Giancarlo. Again, I think we both know that we have a lot of confidence in him if he's healthy. It's just, does he stay healthy? And that's going to be the big question mark there. If we're moving up the power, at least my personal rankings, we'll kind of work on that now. And Rich comes back in, we'll get him back in. I have in my 5 spot, I have the outfield, and the outfield is in that spot again because of injuries. If you tell me that Aaron Judge and Aaron Hicks and Clint Frazier are each going to play 140 games this year, they're probably number 1, number 2, number 3 on my list. It's just Judge has been hurt so much. Hicks has been hurt. Frazier's had those freak injuries, and we also have a little bit of the scariness with the fielding. I know he was good last year. Just watching this spring training game today, he just lost the ball in the lights, which I know happens to anyone. It just, when it happens to him, I know it just, everything gets magnified. So there's always a little bit of a worry when it comes to him in the outfield. When he's hot at the bat, he's great. I think this outfield has the ability to have 3 all-stars if they stay healthy and they play up to their ability. Question is just going to be, can they do it? And that's the only reason they're down here at this point. Number 4 on my list, I have the shortstop. I have Gleyber Torres. This is another one. There's a lot to like here with Gleyber. The defense is a little scary at times. He does, it's kind of suspect again if you tell me it's the 9th inning and a ball's hit to short. How excited am I if it's hit to third? I'm like, game over. Like, we got this. Gio's gonna make the play. If it's hit to second, I know DJ's gonna make the play. If it's hit to short, sometimes a little unsure if Gleyber's gonna make the play, and that can be a little scary. Not as scary as losing your internet, and but he's back. Well, he's back, folks. Rich Rivera.
This is what I get for not submitting to Crippler Cripwalk. Like, I didn't submit.
See, I told you should have submitted.
I got knocked out. So that was meant to happen. But all right, we're back, and I don't even know where Tom ended off on. Tom, where are we up to right now?
Well, we finished talking about Giancarlo, and then I got to my 5 spot, which was the outfield. I don't know where you had the outfield in your power rankings.
All right, I have the starting rotation number 5, outfield number 4. And just to kind of get through this real quickly, outfield number 4, I think, you have a couple of great standouts there. Aaron Hicks looking good in the spring. You want a healthy Judge, obviously. Clint Frazier now he's got the keys to that left field position. We're very happy to see it. At number 3, shortstop, Gleyber Torres. The defense, obviously, he's got to adapt, but I trust the bat, young talent. Yeah, number 3, I say shortstop position for the Yankees.
Yeah, so I had the outfield at 5, I had Glaber at 4 for those exact same reasons. It's the idea, if a ball's hit to him in the ninth inning, are you like yes, or are you like, ooh, you tight? And I'm still a little tight if it's hit the Glaber. But with the bat, he's still great. My number 3 spot, you mentioned before, I have the starting rotation, and if
Okay.
you would have asked me this a month ago, the starting rotation would have been 8th, because after Garrett Cole, it was just question marks and uncertainty, and I you didn't feel good about anyone.
Mhm.
After watching spring training here, I don't know how you can't have a ton of confidence in this rotation. I think Tyone just gave up his first run of the spring, and again, its spring training numbers are what they are, but he's looked good. Cole's looked good. Kluber's looked good. Herman's looked amazing. Monty's looked good. Davies looked good. I have a lot of today on March 22nd. I have a ton of confidence in this starting rotation. So I can't wait to see how that continues. Pitching wins. I feel good about him right now.
I feel like we're going to be on the same page with our 2 and 1. First base at number 2, Luke Voigt,
First base at number
home run
2.
king of the very shortened 2020 season. High hopes for him for the full stretch. Number 1, best second baseman in the game, DJ LeMahieu. That's my number 1 going into the season. Obviously, we don't know how this is going to change with his age, but I feel confident with DJ LeMahieu. Again, best second baseman in baseball.
And it's in all facets. If a ball is hit to DJ at second, I know he's going to make the play. If the ball's hit to him, he's playing first, I know he's going to make the play. If he's coming up with a guy on second, 2 out, tie game, I know he's going to get the hit. I love him. So a ton of confidence there. But Rich, as we were talking before, I am in the middle of this draft right now. So it's a category league for our listeners out there. I would like to grab it's a keeper league for like 3 years. You get to keep them, and then we kind of restart. So I would love to get a good young pitcher and a good young hitter. Bieber's the best pitcher available on the board right now, kind of by a lot. Bauer's up there, but I think I'm not a huge Bauer believer. I think I gotta go Bieber. But then the question is, for the bat, what do we think? Do we Story, Bellinger, Freeman, Yelich, Harper, Machado? What do we think?
Oh, all great choices. Freddie Freeman, MVP of the 2020 season with the National League. Christian Yelich, who I really feel like is going to be, I think he's going to come back down to earth to the player he's supposed to be. Cody Bellinger, I don't know if they give you the first base and outfield eligibility, you love that flexibility there. I'd say between those 3, I feel like you can't go wrong with any of them. So between Bellinger, Freeman, and Yelich for me. Yeah.
Bellinger is kind of where I was thinking. A category league, he's going to get me the homers. He's going to get me the RBIs. He'll steal a couple bases. His average, he's not a horrible, guy with average. I think I'm going Bellinger. So that's what we're checking in. We'll have a couple more picks.
M took 45.
A little bit,
but 45 actually had Bieber, Freeman, Yelich for you. So yeah, I like it. I think that's a strong start. And does Bellinger give you the first base outfield eligibility in your league?
He does, and it's a league that we get the normal start, the normal starting players. We also have a flex middle infielder, a flex corner infielder, and then we get 3 outfielders. So, Bellinger can play, obviously I can put him in the first spot, I can hit him the first and third spot, and in the outfield spot. So it is pretty nice, especially because, most of these leagues, you have a short, like real baseball, you have a short bench of hitters, and you mostly load up on pitchers so you can get them as many starts as you can possibly get. So thank you to all the fans out there.
Thank you guys for helping Tom pick his last place fantasy team for 2021.
I'm a reigning champ, so I don't know what you want me to do about that.
Oh, look at that guy, reigning
champ. The league is stacked. My team was stacked before people cried that it was too hard, and I drafted Tatis Jr. like 3 years ago, and I just had him sitting on my bench until he came up, and now I've really never got to use him, so that's awesome.
Speaking of champs, if you follow us on Twitter @SavagesBronx, you can check out our opening day lineups that we've been ranking since 1996 from the worst to the best. And today we did a World Series champion, 1999 Yankees. So yeah, we're starting to see some champions now, some really good lineups. Like this is like we're in the top 10. So this gets like better from here on out. Like really good. Like not just like scrubs at the bottom, like just backloaded. These are great lineups that we're looking at.
Yeah, I mean today was a real good one. We had Clemens on the bump. I think this came in 10th, where we got to the top 10 of the lineups. Another just such a quintessential 90s lineup: Knobloch, Jeter, O'Neill, Bernie, Tino, Chili Davis still kicking around in there. Ricky Leday still kicking around in there. Scott Brocious coming off. This is if we got to go confidence ratings. The lineup in 1999, we had Scott Brocious hitting 8th. He had just came off of winning MVP of the World Series the year before, so you had to feel good about that. Girardi was catching. I was actually looking up why Posada wasn't starting. Posada actually didn't have a great 99. He definitely continued to improve as this time went on. So it's been fun reliving a lot of these memories.
Oh yeah. And we have 9 more lineups to get through, but let's finish off our show with Guess the Graph, brand new segment here on Savages in the Bronx, where Tom's got his famous ball wall right behind him, over 60 different autographs, and he's going to present one of those balls to us. And me and our fans over on Twitch are going to guess who's this autograph. So, Tom, what ball do you have for us today?
Yeah, so we've talked about it before, but I know we have some that always have some first time listeners out there. From 2012 till 2019, I went to spring training every year, and part of me going down to spring training was getting player autographs. You'll probably hear me say this almost on every show we do if it can come up. I can't recommend going to spring training enough if you're a baseball fan. It is the most fun. Great weather. You're hanging out, you're watching the game. You can go to the practices and watch them practice, and you can like talk to the players, and you get a lot of autographs if you really want to. So that's where most of these autographs behind me have came. I got one from a couple years ago here, so we'll give Rich a shot to see if he can get it. I'm gonna pull it up here, and that's what we got.
All right, I feel like I see a C in there. Oh, man. I can't tell if that middle is an F or an H. So good luck at home if you can see that better than I. But just for the sake of guessing, I'm going to go with Cecil Fielder.
It is not Cecil Fielder.
Oh, Cecil. My bad. Sorry, Cecil.
Not Cecil Fielder, yeah.
Not daddy of Prince Fielder. Anybody in the chat have any good guesses at this one? CF? Oh, we got one. And I think this might be... Oh, this is from a CF too. Corey Favs. It's not Corey Favs, though. Clint Frazier.
It is Red Thunder himself. It is Clint Frazier. Real fun. He was a real funny guy. I had told a story in one of the earlier we were practicing episodes the day he got his autograph when a guy trying to be genuinely nice with his kid went up to Clint and said, "Oh, we've seen you in Scranton. We love seeing you there." And Clint looked right at him and said, "I hope I never go back." So, I don't think he was cheating on Scranton. I think he was just at that point he was still saying like, "Can I play on the major league team? Like, can we stop having old man Gardner out there?" So yeah, yes. That's where that came from. So I think it was fun. I'll be honest. That's about that's like a top half legibility from the guys down there. So if we struggle with Clint Frazier, you're going to see some hieroglyphics in a couple weeks that are, I could sit here for days, and unless you know what it looks like, you're not getting it.
Holy shit! He gave me the easy one. Oh man, so that's gonna be crazy to see. So yeah, we got more guest to graph for you down the line. But before we end our show, special announcement about next week's show. Next Monday night here on Savage in the Bronx. Hopefully, all technical issues aside, hopefully Crippler Cripwalk doesn't make another appearance. But right here, 8 p.m. Eastern time on Twitch, our very first guest of the show is a very special one. Now, actually, according to New York Post and other media outlets, he's leaving WFAN to work with Bill Simmons and The Ringer. JJ himself, John Jastrzemski, joins us as our very first guest here on Savages in the Bronx. This is really exciting news for our very first guest, Tom. John Jastrzemski joining us next week, bud.
Big times. Look at us getting big time guests, big time podcast. I feel like I just sounded like Paulie D from Jersey Shore, or Vinny, or one of them. You wouldn't. I mean, basically your cousins. Yeah, So I kind of just felt like
similar. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. It's I mean, hopefully, first of many guests coming onto the show. Excited to talk to JJ for our first time, and let's show him some of that Bronx love.
Yeah, and let's show him some good Wi-Fi next week. That's going to be a huge thing for Savages in the Bronx.
Problem. I was sitting here carrying the show like I was Francesa.
This is Tom's show now. I'm just I'm the side act. This is all Tom.
Yeah, that's what the people come
Tom
to say.
Tom is the star. That's what everybody's finding out now. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us for another edition of Savages in the Bronx. We'll see you Savages next week along with JJ next Monday. See you then. Take care, guys.